What is up, guys? Welcome on back to the news with TK. And I know there hasn't been a lot of news on the channel in the last couple of days, and I apologize to you guys for that. But we've been moving, man. We've been getting a lot of work done, a lot of work done. But on a serious note, the former president Biden has been diagnosed with a severe form of cancer. Let's talk about it.
We are continuing to monitor breaking news out of the White House about former President Joe Biden. His office just revealed that the 46th president is diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer. Let's check back in with Madeline Rivera. She is live at the White House for us. Madeline.
Hey, John. So, yes, we just got this information within the last half hour or so. So I do just want to read the statement from the personal office of former President Joe Biden. It says, last week, President Joe Biden was seen for a new finding of a prostate nodule after experiencing increasing urinary symptoms. On Friday, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer, characterized by a Gleason score of 9, grade group 5, with metastasis to the bone. While this represents a more aggressive form of the disease, the cancer appears to be more hormone sensitive, which allows for effective management. The president and his family are reviewing treatment options with his physicians. So there have been a lot of headlines and concerns regarding the president's cognitive health. It was one of the reasons why he was pushed out of the presidential candidacy last year. But there have been very few headlines and concerns regarding the president's own physical health. In fact, I went back to see what the president's results were from his annual physical last year, and it said President Biden is a healthy, active, robust 81-year-old male who remains fit to successfully execute the duties of the presidency, to include those as chief executive, head of state, and commander-in-chief. So it is kind of shocking at this point. But the president, I've been thinking back to some of the activities that we've seen him do. This is a former president who was very active. We could see him go biking in Rehoboth Beach whenever he would go down there with his family. He was very physically fit and very active, at least for his age. So this is shocking news. Of course, we are waiting to hear more information. Now, of course, Biden, being the former president, will be afforded some of the best care in the country, but he is 82 years old, so there are understandably concerns about how his treatment may go as well. But I do want to refer to one part of that statement. Again, they say at this time that this cancer appears to be hormone sensitive, which allows for effective management. So there is that hope that the president will be able to withstand whatever treatment he does go through. But again, at this point, this statement says that this is an aggressive form of bone cancer.
So what is up, guys? Welcome on back to the news with TK. I'm going to put this article up here. I just saw this pop over on Fox News. The former president, Joe Biden, has been diagnosed with a severe form of prostate cancer that has metastasized, or I guess spread, to his bones. So it is most likely terminal. And sucks. You don't ever want to see that for anybody, whether or not you agree with them politically or not. It's just not it just sucks. I'm sure the president, Donald Trump, is probably going to say something in regards to this from the White House, or I don't know if he's still traveling or not, but I'm sure he's going to say something later today. And like I said, politics is one thing, life is a whole nother thing. When you see something like this from somebody, it was very similar to when Steve Scalise got shot on that softball field and everybody thought he was going to die. You saw people that vehemently opposed him on a regular basis in terms of the Democrats, wishing him the best and sending thoughts and prayers and things of that nature his way. But if you haven't seen it yet, breaking news, President Joe Biden, or former President Joe Biden, has been diagnosed with a severe form of cancer. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what we do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I will update the story as more news comes out. I mean, I guess it's crazy, if he would have continued to run and by some magical thing got reelected, we'd be looking at, you know, probably a Kamala Harris, you know, taking over for the presidency. So it's crazy how things happen, man. But you know, with everything else that the former president has going on, with, you know, cognitive abilities, forgetting stuff a lot of the time, and other issues, it's I hope he's able to spend what time he has left on this planet with his family, and who knows, maybe now it's really weird what happens when you get hit with that mortality thing. It'll be interesting to see what Biden puts out in terms of statements and whatnot before he leaves this planet. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I truly appreciate it, and as always, stay petty, my friends.